on the standpoint of what we've accomplished so far, does anybody want to talk about what they remember happening?
We fought a vampire.
Yes, you fought that vampire spawn who was the son of the priest of Barovia, Doru. He managed to flee. Looks like he was headed up towards the castle. If we take it from the top, you were hired by an adventuring party to go out and track down these werewolves. Each person basically got a faction that they were a part of and kind of got a follow on mission from that. So that's what brought you around to Barovia. And then also, you got a letter from the Burgomaster of the town of Barovia about his daughter, Irina Koyana, being afflicted with this illness. You were able to make it through the mist. During a piss break, you found a note clutched in a severed arm, determined that somebody was lying, finally made it into Barovia. From there, you were able to explore around. You saw a weeping woman talking about her daughter Gertruda gone missing. You met Ismark, Irina's adoptive brother, where he said, "Hey, we've got to take her out of here." You went to Father Donovich to go bury the Burgomaster, found out that he had been feverishly praying to the Morning Lord for about a year, trying to get a cure for his son, but nothing's worked. You went down there to quote unquote do what needed to be done, and he was able to slip past you, break out. Kind of settling in from that battle, you go back to the inn slash tavern, the Blood on the Vine, and that's where you're kind of sitting around having a little bit of a drink, discussing like what's going on. As for Neorin, you were pretty much with the cart the whole time, but you passively heard these things that had happened. You were there for talking to the hysteric woman, and it looks like we are at the night in the tavern, and in the morning is going to be the ceremony for the Burgomaster. What is everybody doing? Unless you
Well,
need me to tell you a little bit more about what's going on.
and Jabber's just walking around trading insults and slurs with the patrons.
A couple of them don't know really how to take you. You're a very lively person for such a dreary place.
Oh yeah, gotta liven things up a little bit. And what I mean by a little bit, I'm just a wee little. That, and I'm also selling some chocolates.
Oh, well, in that case, you get a couple people. Two people in particular want to buy your chocolates. They are offering 1 gold per chocolate.
Well, how big is their purse?
They're offering, here's 1 gold piece for 1 chocolate is what they want. They're looking at it.
Hmm. Okay, I'll take that.
All right, you get your gold piece. They take it. They start munching at it greedily, and then they slow down a little bit, and you can just see this expression like of hopefulness just kind of wash away from their face. And they say, it's good, but it just doesn't hit the spot. Thanks. Have a great day." And then they start talking to each other about how they can't wait for the ladies to come back through and sell their happy pies. They're looking for their dream pastries.
What is a dream pastry?
When you raise that query, they look at you and they say, "There's a couple women who bake these delicious treats in an old windmill that's just before the turn to go to the village of Aleki. When you eat them, you forget about this place. Everything just feels a little bit better." And I remember one time I had one, and then I didn't notice until it was time to cook dinner. But I spent the entire day just sitting down with a smile on my face. It's the happiest I've ever been, or at least that I can remember. They're one of the few things that actually makes living in this oppressive place even the slightest bit tolerable.
That's very interesting. I may have to take a look into these things.
Well, now you got some gold. Yours were pretty good, but they just don't have that same effect.
I think I understand why. Okay. Good day to you then.
They bid you a good day as well.
And
If
that's what
no
I do.
does anybody have anything that they want to do during this time frame, or we can just fast forward to the what's up?
I would like to play some music on my violin for people with a hat out for tips.
All right, go ahead and give me a performance check.
19.
19. All right. Roll 1d4 for me. You get the equivalent of 3 gold in loose coins.
Sweet.
for your night's playing. Anybody else trying to accomplish anything?
I want to take. Was I around them whenever they was talking about the happy pies?
Yeah, we'll say it happened
Okay.
kind of in the little taverny area that everybody's sitting around at.
I guess I kind of want to obtain one of these pies and cast detect poison or what was it? Or disease.
So there's no pies to be had in the immediate area, but you do know of
Well, I
their
mean-
existence.
Okay. So I'll wait till we get close or we
Yeah.
can obtain one.
It sounds like from the way that you're going to be traveling to Valeki that you will be passing by an old windmill that they bake the stuff at.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else have anything that they want to do? So if nobody else has anything, we will go. The night passes. Anybody who is up at midnight sees shadowy, ethereal, green, dead, ghoulish figures with the visages of the different people that have died rise from their grave and slowly march out the village of Barovia over to Castle Ravenloft, and one at a time jump and fall down 1,000 feet into the valley below. It's a very unsettling sight. People say it happens every single night at midnight. The next morning, the morning greets you. Everybody's up. You do your stuffs. You ready your armor. You get everything. And then we meet at the cemetery where the sun is just starting to rise, but it's still overcast. Father Donovich, whose voice doesn't sound as hoarse anymore, administers the last rites of the Morning Lord as Irina and Ismark are there. They lower their father into the ground, say the words that they have to say, and begin burying him. Ceremony passes, and Irina has this little knapsack on her shoulder. She says, I'm ready. What's everybody doing?
I'm ready to go.
I will while they're getting buried, I'll play a somber song for it.
All right. It adds to the ambiance. You get thanked afterwards. You actually see a couple people, more people actually attend the funeral proceedings because of the music that gets attention drawn to it.
You're very welcome.
I'll look-
I'm sorry for your loss.
Jabber looks over at Kojin and asks him if he was up at midnight and if he's seen anything.
Yeah, I saw that. It's creepy as hell. Well, I'm beginning to think this place is hell. Yeah, I think we all saw the dead people. Anyway, should we hit the road?
So Ismark was able to find you a horse for the cart. One cart, one horse should be able to take you to Valeki. If I pull up the map, that is where everybody is at right there.
Did we happen to stop by said windmill and
Oh, we haven't even hit that part yet. But I love your enthusiasm. What you're
Sorry.
talking about? No, it's all good. So you make it to this little bridge part, and I will start revealing some stuff.
Is it foggy?
It's always foggy in Barovia. All right, you make it about to this little crossroads area. To the right, it says Tsar Pool / Valeki, and then to the left, it says Valeki. Irina's looking around. It's probably about, we'll say 9 a.m. She's like, there's some Vistani that live up in an encampment over there. They're usually friendly to outsiders, and they have water for the horses. If we could spare the time, I think it would be good to stop, but I'm just a passenger here.
What do you guys think?
Well, she says it's friendly, but they're friendly. Oh, maybe we should stop. And the horses probably do need some water.
There is kind of, as you're mulling stuff over to the side, a gallows, a hanging block, if you will. The rope has been frayed, dry rotted, severed from any semblance of any body or whatever it was attached to. It just limply flaps in the breeze. The wood pillars kind of groan and squeak as if there's some invisible weight shifting back and forth.
Which direction is the gallows? Is it towards the northern path or the southern?
We'll say it's towards the southern path.
And her people that she was suggesting that we go visit, were they to the south too?
The people who are I'll open up a little bit more of the map so that way I can explain it a little bit better.
Oh, nice.
Reveal.
I want to play Hangman. So those people are going to be up there by the river then.
Yeah, the campsite for the Vistani is right there.
Well, I'm all for taking a break and watering the horses and not going in the direction of that gallows.
So if we are good with that, we are going to the Tsar Pool, which is about another 2 miles. As you guys are starting to make your way in, you are hearing the hustle and bustle of the camp. Various instruments being played, bottles being clanked together, fellowship, camaraderie, a whole bunch of people in caravans, little wagons that have kind of been outfitted to be like tiny homes being pulled by draft horses. They've got their crude campsite arranged rather modestly. Some tents have been put into the area. One tent in particular is rather big, kind of tucked off in the corner. As you go there, people are talking to each other, and then a couple of I don't want to say military aged males, even though that's the quickest way to describe them, but adults come up to you in a non-threatening posture and put their hand on the horse and say, "Hello, friend," kind of quizzically, as if to ask what brings you around here. And finally one of them does. What brings you to the pool?
Is our traveling with Arena, is that supposed to be secret? Or is that...
Well, you know that Ismark just wanted her out of there because she's been attacked twice before. And up until her adopted father died, the place was set upon by zombies and wolves. So, like, your job is to get her up to Valecki. So you decided to stop at Tsar Pool for some provisions for the horse. And also Stanismir said that, like, that this is, like, his group of people. But to answer your question, the secrecy of Irina is pretty much up to you guys.
We were told that we could stop here for some water for our horses and take a break from traveling on the road. And that you guys were kind enough and not going to attack us.
We only defend. If you want to make yourself, we got a spot for your wagon. You can have your horse quench its thirst in the pool. Kind of set everything up. Everything starts to get together. Various people are sitting there talking. They're hustling and bustling. They're talking about various things that you overhear during this time. Like, they're the only ones that are able to kind of like walk through the fog without getting hurt. There are werewolves up to the northwest near Krezek, and the Wizards of Wine winery is talking about running out of wine because for some reason they're not able to produce like they normally were.
Excuse me, good sir. You said something about werewolves?
Yes. Up to the north in Krezek. It's the big walled city. You'll know it if you follow the old Stalvich Road. You'll see this tower off in the distance. You keep going. It's there. It's where the abbot is. I believe it's the Abbey of Saint Martov. I'm saying that. If it's not that, I will let you guys know the next time. It's like, yes, they're supposedly, they've got a den over there. The city's on high alert. They say they keep stealing kids.
And we're supposed to be taking her where?
To Valecki, which is right there. I shift pinged.
I didn't move.
There we go. Aha.
Aha.
Yes, it's right by Lake Zarovich.
Like, we need to go towards that way anyways. Maybe we can swing by and take care of a few of these werewolves.
The werewolf sighting in the town of Krezek is there. I don't know if force pinged. Each one of these hexes is a quarter of a mile, though. It doesn't take you that much. You can do 3 miles an hour on this horse. It's got the 1 speed.
I said all my stuff to like my companions, and I haven't heard anything from you guys.
What's that?
I was just trying to hear what my companions had to say about it.
Yes. What does everybody else think about that?
I would very much like to find the where the werewolves are coming from.
I'm also intrigued about walking through the fog.
The walking through the fog is an old Vistani tale about from when they helped Lord Strahd when he was injured. He was able to make it back to Barovia. Basically, they mirror Stanovich's tale that you heard. He was injured. The Vistani helped him back. Now they got a place to go. He doesn't hold any ill will to them. You see an old woman, kind of hunched over in appearance, very, very elder in years, comes over and takes Irina's hand, starts talking softly and gently to her. It's obvious that they know each other, and she introduces her. She says, "Friends, this is Madam Eva. She's the leader of the Vistani. People say that she has been gifted with sight beyond sight, and she wishes to tell you your fortunes."
Howdy, ma'am.
She's, "Hello."
So, I understand that you have the sight upon sight.
I do. I have helped many who have come to this. Well, I've tried to help many who have been trapped in this land before, but they did not heed my warnings or hear my calls.
Would I'd be much obliged if you might take a look at what you might see in me.
Yes, if you'll gather around, I will tell your fortunes. You'll come with me into my tent. And inside the tent is a haberdashery of all sorts of odds and ends, bobbits, trinkles, bits, all this stuff. She sits down in front of a large wooden table.
Please tell me it's not tarot cards. Damn it.
It
I knew
is.
it. Yep, I fucking knew it. They're confusing as hell, but I like them.
This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. 5 of Stars. The Elementalist card. The treasure is hidden in a small castle beneath a mountain, guarded by amber giants. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. 4 of Stars. The Abjura card. I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak. This is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. 2 of Swords. The Paladin card. I see a sleeping prince, a servant of light and the brother of darkness. The treasure lies with him. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. The Tempter card. I hear a wedding bell, or perhaps a death knell. It calls thee to a mountainside abbey, wherein you will find a woman who is more than the sum of her parts. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. The Marionette card. Look to great heights. Find the beating heart of the castle. He waits nearby.
Now, you should see Quest, find the artifacts of Barovia, Tome of Strahd, Holy Symbol of Ravenkind, the Sun Sword, and then forming an alliance with Strahd's enemy. You gain a level for each of those. Does anybody have any questions on what just happened?
I've never been good at reading these, understanding these things, but kind of curious about this this mountainside abbey woman. Maybe eventually.
Yes, very curious. She is there. She's in a place of worship, in a house of worship.
Excuse me, ma'am. What do you know of the Night Mother?
The Night Mother?
Yes.
What do you know of the Night Mother?
The werewolves, they worship her. That's what I know.
Yes. The Night Mother is the deity of their den. She holds much power and influence over them. It would not be wise to cross her. She does hold a grudge. Are you perchance with the Order of the Feather? Have you come here? She's talking to you.
I show my I guess, is it a crest, a symbol, or like a patch or something? I don't know. The Lord's Alliance one.
Your affiliation?
Yeah.
I have seen such symbolism on others who have trespassed into these lands, but there is another group that works in Barovia against Strahd, although not directly, indirectly. They're known as the Order of Feathers. And I see since you have feathers, I was hoping maybe this was a good sign or a good omen.
I wish to rid the land of these werewolves, because they're not from here. Did you know that?
I know many things. It would seem that these werewolves are working with Strahd, or they have some allegiance to him. He does not punish them or toy with them.
Are there any ancient temples around?
I know of old temples to the south, but nobody's been there in hundreds of years. They say that the passageway is cursed, that people who go up that way don't return, or if they do return, they are not often the same. And she lets you know about the area of Mount Gakis, which is down in the south. But the easiest way to get there is past Valaki, go south down an old road. There is the old town of Berez, but if there is a hut there with chicken legs, do not dally.
I thank you very much for all this information. Give her a gold piece.
She pockets it.
And I'm with the group, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You were there for that whole exchange. You saw everything that was going on. You know everything.
Okay. I want to go up to her and ask, well, more like say, so you know a lot of things, correct?
I would assume I know much of this land, but not of the things outside of this land.
Do you know anything about magic?
Yes.
Specifically wild magic?
I have heard that there's areas and concentrations where magic can go awry if it is not harnessed properly.
Could you go into further detail of that?
She starts to give a little bit of a diatribe about how you need material components and somatic components learned in magic, where your eyes start to glaze over, basically getting how to cast spells out of the player's handbook regurgitated in front of you.
Okay. But what about magic just happening, not being casted or using materials?
It is possible.
Would there be such a thing to contain or use it properly?
For everything in this world and everything in this universe, there is an opposite in order to balance it.
That's really deep.
That is
I know.
really deep.
What was her name again?
Madam Eva. Does anybody else have anything that they want to do while at the Tsar Pool? How long do you guys want to spend at the pool? We'll say it's about noon right now.
I mean, if the horses are watered, is there any reason to stick around?
I wouldn't believe so.
No, I don't think so.
I'll just tip my hat and say much obliged. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As I waddle
Well-
away.
One last thing, Madam Eva. Do you know where these you said feather? The group was what feather?
The Order of the Feather. It's a group who works in the shadows in secret against Strahd. He has been trying to destroy them for a while, but hasn't been able to do anything about them. They're quite elusive.
I thank you so much for all the information, ma'am.
Travel safely. The lands can be a very dangerous place. And with that, you guys are heading down a little bit more down the road. Look at that. You make it to, well, you cross here and you're starting to make it around this area. And then I'm going to open it up a little bit more. You see the large gates right here.
I think we lost Damien.
We didn't
He's
lose
out.
Damien. He's just in power saving mode. He's there's a carriage, a black carriage that's right at that intersection. You can see here Castle Ravenloft, and as you're going through, again, right up in that area before the gate and the turnoff to go there, you see a black carriage. It's got 2 horses and what looks like a rider dressed all in black who's just waiting. It's about noon here, and you guys are about a mile away from a black carriage with 2 black horses with a rider dressed all in black. He's just watching your guys' cart slowly meander down.
Can we tell if we can get around him, or is he hogging the road?
No, he's off on the side. It's you'd have to take the turn to go off to Castle Ravenloft to run into him. He's not impeding your progress at all. So you're making your way up to that person. You can tell humanoid, gaunt, angular feet. I'm sorry, not gaunt, angular features. Slender, sleek, refined features. Probably an elf, which becomes more apparent as you get close enough to see the pointy ears as he starts to slowly adjusts himself and then walks with letters in his hand, or a letter in his hand, in front of your cart.
I fly up to see if there's anybody else around.
As you fly up, the trees over by you, a whole bunch of ravens fly up as well. It seems like you taking flight has caused them to take flight. And as he looks over and sees all those ravens, he smiles. So you're flying around looking for stuff. It's pretty patchy fog. You don't think that you see anything other than him. It doesn't look like it's an obvious trap or anything like that.
I'm gonna get off and go ask him what. Hold on, let me figure out how to word this. I guess find out if he's waiting for somebody or if he's in trouble or
Yes.
what's going on.
My name is Rahadin. I am here at my master's behest to invite you to a feast in your honor. Seems that you've drawn my master's attention and he wishes to meet with you and converse.
Who might you be referring to? Who's your master?
Well, the only master that these lands know, Strahd von Zarovich.
I'm supposed to know the name?
He's kind of like Strahd von Zarovich, the Lord of Barovia, the man who lives in that castle.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. I don't know who it is. You guys?
Well, then you simply must come to dinner. Introductions shall be made.
I'm afraid we're in the middle of something. Can we take a rain check?
Hello, Irina. She kind of sheepishly moves away. We
Oh,
know.
no. I was gonna move, kind of scoop myself in front of his vision. Be like, when would he like to meet us? Like tonight, tomorrow, what time?
The Festival of the Sun is in 3 days' time. After that, my master would like to receive you at Castle Ravenloft as his guest. We'll be expecting you after that. If you go
Wow.
past 5 days, my master might become impatient.
Well, if it does get past 5 days, please give him our condolences. We've got a few things to take care of first before we come meet with him.
Anything I can help with?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure the 7 of us has this.
Without
Yes.
hearing any of this, could I do something?
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna fly. I would like I was flying around. I'm gonna while he's distracted. I'm gonna fly over to his. What was it? Is it a covered carriage or?
Yeah, it's like a carriage that you would bring people to and from. It's like your traditional aristocracy's carriage.
Yeah, I'm gonna like land in the driver's seat and take a look around.
All right, so you land on the driver's seat and the horses start to like champ and stammer. There's somebody inside of this carriage and they're starting to make their way out now. Is there anything that you'd like to do before they exit?
Yeah, Jabber's gonna walk right in between Neorin's legs and peek his head out like, do I need to get involved? And then tucks back around.
The steps, which are normally in like a reclined position, the chain snaps as it comes down. And then the carriage slowly creaks open, and he's coming out of this blackened interior, hair all slicked back, is the visage of Strahd von Zarovich as he swirls around this glass and he takes a sip. He looks over at you, Jay. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
15.
You regard Strahd as a friendly acquaintance who you've known for a very long time.
Hello, my friend. Been a long time. Shall I play a song for you?
No, get off of my carriage.
What the hell's going on over there? What's he doing?
Starts to walk a little bit further. Radon looks back. That is my master, Strahd von Zarovich.
I want to take like a courtesy bow and tell him that we will make haste with our little short journey and tell him that we will try to make it to his invite when we get back.
And my response is absolutely, my lord. And I fly away.
Will you be bringing Irina with you?
That's
I
not
don't
the
think so.
plan. We'd have to talk to her.
All right. Kojin, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. DC 17. Let me know what you get.
15.
He's an all right guy. She's probably safe with him, you know? You regard him as an old acquaintance, as a dear friend from long ago. It is very important that my Tatiana is returned to me. You hear her say, I will never be your Tatiana.
I
So-
grab
No,
a
just keep thinking
Corjin
about him.
by the shoulder and try and like talk to him out of it. Like, no, this ain't it. Start talking to him to get him out of that kind of like trance state.
You're kind of shaking him to and fro. You definitely know that you were charmed. He was able to do it quite easily by looking at you. He has a very forceful personality.
What a guy. What a guy. Love this guy.
I want to bid him a farewell and his driver as well, and tell him that we have time pressed matters to attend to right this minute.
I understand. Time can be short. Time can be fleeting.
Oh, thank you for the invite. 3 days, right?
The village of the morning sun. The village of the sun is in 3 days. I should expect you 4 to 5 days afterwards. So you guys got like 4 or 5 days to make it to Castle Ravenloft for this invitation.
Oh, shit.
Does anybody have any special dietary considerations?
Just as long as it's cooked.
Fish,
He
mice.
smiles a little bit. You can see large, sharp fangs coming from his face.
Something that is not blood.
Sipses. Now you guys know it's obviously blood. How does Dan Jackules feel about this? Face to face with the head bloodsucker himself.
As I kind of notice his teeth and what he's drinking, I'm fuming inside, but now's not the time.
Discretion being the better part of valor. Well, I wish to discuss terms, if you will. You see, once you give me what I want, what I deserve, lets that word linger, hang in the air for a while. I have no need to rule over this land. Maybe one amongst you is a worthy successor, and I can flitter around enjoying my endeavors once we are reunited.
Of course. You're such a nice guy. Of course. There's going to be one of us. I mean, if it's not them, it's definitely going to be me.
I might have use of you, little one. You do seem to be obedient.
And I start playing a song.
I want to gently kind of reach over and grab his instrument and kind of push him back towards the cart.
You're not close to me.
Well, I have business to attend to. I bid you adieu and will be expecting you in 4 or 5 days. This realm knows my anger. Pray that you do not. He goes, Radon, to the castle. And you see him tear off.
Bye, my lord. What a guy. Love him. Such a great guy. What?
Quick question. Do you like chocolates?
Are you saying this to Strahd before he's leaving?
As his back is to me, as he's walking away.
I do happen to have someone in the castle that would probably enjoy something to snack on. He turns around.
Yes.
You caught him like as he was getting ready.
I make chocolates and pralines. I can bring something to this feast.
Please do. I have a young woman. Her name is Gertruda. There's not a lot to eat around the castle. And perhaps, if you're in a baking mood, you will find, and he points over across the way, that windmill over there, which you're going to be passing by, does seem to have the facilities required.
Sounds interesting. May have to give it a gander. Good day. Turn around and walk away.
He's around, he's walking away, and then they race off up to the castle. What is everybody thinking?
I'm thinking, what in the fucking Sam hell's wrong with you guys? You know who that is.
I'm going to take Corjin and slap him in the face a few times, get him out of that trance.
That was powerful magic.
Snap out of it, Corjin.
I sit on top of the on top of the carriage and I'm playing like on top. I'm guessing it's like a wagon top. So I'm like sitting on top of it just playing.
Are you guys talking about the cart that you're going? It's pretty much like an open cart.
Oh, it's open. I didn't know that.
Yes. You guys were able to get something, but it wasn't too much of a come up. It's probably the same cart that was used to haul the Burgomaster.
So the only way I'm going to agree to go to that dinner is put a stake through that guy's heart.
But he's such a nice guy.
I second that, and then I slap slap the bird to get him out of this trance.
I'm gonna have to have you roll for that. I'm dead serious.
Let's see here. That would be a. Let's see here.
An attack.
Actions.
Unarmed attack.
Unarmed
I'm
strike.
lucky rolls a net 20.
That is a 17 plus 1, so 18.
All right, you do.
It's still a 0 bludgeoning damage, so it doesn't even hurt you anyway.
You just knock some sense into him.
Yep. Just enough powerful of a hit to get you out of that trance.
And now I know I was charmed.
Snap out of it.
Son of a bitch! That was him, wasn't it? That was him.
Yep.
Yep. And you played right into his cards.
Right into his hand.
Well, I didn't play into his hand. I just played to his ears.
And apparently he's
Well, your
getting
emotions
really into
played
it.
into his hand.
Adam, I got you.
I will say there's one good thing that come out of this. I've been looking for him for a long time, and I know where he's going to be.
You need more stakes.
I'm warning you, he's strong. He overwhelmed me.
And if he overwhelmed them, Dan, then he knows. I'm pretty sure he could feel the bloodlust coming from you.
I hope he felt it.
As you're talking, Irina's like telling you about how he pretty much has like free run of this place. Like everybody, he's a tyrant, he's a dictator, he's the devil who walks the earth. He's fixated on her. He's already bit her twice.
I'm so sorry, Irina.
She wants to get someplace safe and kill him.
If he bit her twice, then does that mean that she's
I mean,
a vampire as well?
She's not showing any vampire tendencies. Dude, people can still be fed on.
Could be
without
fed
being
on, yeah.
Turned.
Oh,
They're just people are just cattle to him.
well, that one girl that he was talking about is the one that lady's daughter.
Who did
Back at the
he
town.
say? Who did he say he
Griselda.
wanted back?
No,
So
Tatiana.
he said that Gertruda
Griselda.
was in the castle, so that confirms the crying lady that you were talking about. Her daughter is in there. And the other thing is that he called Irina Tatiana.
We need to find out more about her.
Yeah, who's Tatiana? I'm asking her. Who's this Tatiana?
It's a long story, and then she starts breaking into it. Basically what happened is when Strahd was still mortal, he had lived pretty much up into the age of 45, 50, and his younger brother by 20 years, Sergei, he met a peasant woman by the name of Tatiana. And they fell madly in love, and Strahd got jealous because Strahd was the firstborn. He should have had everything. So, on Irina and Sergei's wedding night, Strahd killed his brother, drank his blood, became the vampire tyrant, and Irina, so overcome with grief, flung herself off of Castle Ravenloft. And every single time that this stuff goes around, like Tatiana's soul has been reincarnated into other people. This is the latest incarnation of Tatiana's soul is now in Irina.
So the other night, when we seen all those ghastly ghouls or ghosts or whatever jumping from the cliff, were those the embodiment of, or the reincarnations of Tatiana just jumping off the cliff to get away from Strahd again?
The rumors are that those are actually the trapped souls of the people who died in Barovia that have no way to get out. Which would explain why some of these people are utilizing pretty much the same soul. And the last person who was supposedly Tatiana was 50 years ago.
Could she tell us how long it's been since Tatiana's been dead?
Tatiana
Actually died.
probably died around 500 years ago.
How is it that you know about this stuff?
We have these legends that we pass down. Nobody can leave. So people have been keeping track about what's going on. People come in. People have been able to come in, but nobody in Barovia has been able to leave. So there's been a bunch of adventurers who have gotten themselves killed trying to go up against Strahd. It looks like this party is the latest batch of fresh recruits / victims. So about that time, you're making it up to what looks like the old Salvage Road transitions here from being a winding path through the Balanok Mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside. As it descends into the fog-filled valley, in the heart of the valley, you see a walled town near the shores of a great mountain lake where its waters dark and still. A branch in the road leads to the west to a prominent promontory, atop which is perched a dilapidated stone windmill, its warped wooden vanes stripped bare.
Is that the windmill with the happy pie things?
That is totally that windmill.
That's this, right?
Yep.
That's the one
Okay.
that you can use to make your chocolates.
And that's the one that I need to go to get a pie.
What if the pies are enchanted?
Dude,
Well, no.
I'm guessing
If only
those
some of us
dream
knew
ones
magic.
are.
You're at the crossroads right now trying to make this decision. It's around noon, and
Wait,
Velocky's not too far away.
It was already noon, just a few minutes when we were meeting Strahd. Or leaving.
Afternoon.
I'd
Guys,
say
look at
more
this.
like 1:30 in the afternoon.
Look at this.
So it's like 6 miles away. That's easily that you can easily cover that in like 2 hours.
Seems like this would be a good place to stop for lunch.
So what's the big decision at the fork?
We're going to the windmill, aren't we?
Didn't you say they had pies?
Yeah, that was those pies that the townspeople
That are
eat
possibly
that
enchanted.
gives them quote unquote happiness.
Not to mention, you don't even know what's in the pies.
Exactly.
They make you forget about stuff. About being here in Barovia.
And what normal pie does that?
A pie from here.
Little Debbie.
More that little diabetes.
Cream filled ones.
Diabetes.
So if you guys are going up to the windmill, you kind of hear the bubbling and percolating of pots on like roaring fires. There's like smoke coming out of the chimney. You hear 3 women talking and laughing amongst each other. There is a door on the ground level. There's also a raven, which is just kind of like sitting there looking, pecking the post. And then you see like a little sign that says Dream Pie Pastries, 1 GP.
I think I have some gold.
Stay with the cart and say, hurry the hell up.
Hey, old man, you want a pie?
Hell no.
I want to go up there and buy one from him.
You go up there, you knock on the door, you hear, shh, and then they're talking back and forth in hushed tones. You strain to hear, but it almost sounds foreign after a little bit. One of them comes there and she's like wiping her hands off on like a cheesecloth, and she says, "Yes, dearie, how can I help you?"
Yeah, I would like to acquire one of your happy pie things that I've heard so much about.
One of the dream pastries, of course. 1 gold piece. We've got some coming fresh out of the oven.
Okay, here you go. Hand over a gold.
Is it possible to try to talk her
Me
down
too.
to like like 5 silver?
So like a 50% discount?
Yeah. I'm just curious. Like maybe like
Damn.
Well, if you buy two of them, she'll give you the third one for 50% off. So 2 gold, 5 silver, and she will let that deal go.
Well, did Kojin and the cleric both buy one? Would that mean he gets that one 50% off, or does he have
Yeah,
to buy
bam.
the other?
It works out perfect.
Yep, there you go.
Nice. Look at that.
Is there anybody else who wants any pies? I see you have some traveling companions. It gets very, very lonely here in Barovia. This is like a little slice of home.
We actually have someone who was talking about some chocolate.
No.
Jabber, come here.
Hey, you leave me alone.
Hey, you was talking about chocolates, bud.
Introduce
That's
myself.
your chance.
I can introduce myself. You give me a minute. I gotta make my little way up there.
One.
With all you long-legged
There's your
motherfuckers.
It's not our fault you're short as shit.
Hey now.
You can fly, you don't count.
I just
That's
chuckle.
what you say, mister.
She looks at Jabber and says, "Hello, little child. Would you like a pie?"
Excuse me?
I'm gonna walk back to the
Child?
Her arm reaches out, almost gets a little bit longer than it should, and she starts to squeeze your muscles, and she says, "Ooh, aren't you a strong one? Would you like a
Show you
pie?"
how much of a child I really am.
Say that again. Sorry, Adam had it on, so you like reverberated.
I'm about to show you how much of a child I really am. Let me see what type of chocolates you got. Let me see your bakery. I want to show you how much of a little boy I am. Mind you, I make chocolates better than you can make them pastries without your special ingredients.
Well, I tell you what, try one of these pies and see if you can even come close. She hands you one of those pies, and then her fingers remain out for the gold piece.
Oh, no. You want me to try one? I'll give you one of my pralines, my specialty. How about we call it an even trade?
Okay.
My pralines are actually 1 gold and 5 silver apiece.
Good thing you're just trading then. She offers the dream pastry.
Now I reach into my bag and give her a praline. I sniff it. I may end up having to make a check on this one.
Jabber, what's one of the memories that you hold dear in your life? What's one of the things that makes you happy? When you take a whiff of the dream pastry, you're brought back to Vondel Gromkrukis's chocolatorium, and like the different like dark chocolate, milk chocolate, powdered cacao, like all the different things. It's overwhelming at first, but it's a wave of nostalgia just like washes over you. Your heart sinks a little bit because like you're not there, even though you felt like you were there. Pie smells good.
It does seem appetizing. Maybe a little taste, just a little. And I break a piece of the crust off.
You take a little bit of a nibble. It's like watching old movies. It's like watching all your favorite stuff as you just with that little bit of a taste as it dissolves into your mouth, and like slowly the flavor overtakes your senses. It's like you're reliving your greatest hits reel, and then the bite finishes and you're left kind of wanting more.
I'll just save this for later. Tell me what you think of that praline. I spent 10 years perfecting that. Mind you, I'm not a child.
She takes a bite. It's okay.
You guys here have bland food. You have no texture tastes. And with that, I storm away.
And while he was doing all that, can I cast the whole detect poison or disease thing on the pies or magic?
Yeah, you bring it back to the cart so that way they don't see you casting anything over it, and then you do the waves, say the words. There is a little bit of enchantment coming off of them, but they're not poisoned.
Can I tell what it was or what makes them?
It's just there's magic infused into them.
Hey,
I'm whispering
Norin.
to myself, be like, it must be that made with love and affection that grandma's always talked about.
Exactly. The secret ingredient is love and a little
Hey,
bit of nutmeg.
Norin,
What's up?
Yes.
can I actually see a slice of that real quick? I want to see what's on the inside.
Yeah. Here. I give him the slice of the one that I bought.
It's like a pierogi slash like calzone, spiced like meats, fruit leathers, stuff like that. It smells pretty good.
Now, see, when you said pie, I was thinking like strawberry or cherry or something like that, not
Yeah,
an
that-
actual meat pie.
Yeah,
That's what I was-
something that was more roundish. That's a pie.
I forgot about meat pies.
Can I tell what kind of meat it is? Because she sounded a
Mhm.
little bit too giddy whenever he went up there just by himself.
Didn't
Can I actually
you
tell what kind
pinch
of meat
him?
it is?
Give me like a medicine check or something like that.
Medicine check. Where's that at? That's in
Can I
skills.
help him, or can I roll it with him? Because I want to check this out as well.
Sure.
I
Alright.
run a nature check on
I
mine.
believe I got a 17.
You can definitely tell that there is meat, small chunks of meat in there, but you wouldn't be like there's no bones or anything like that in those pies. There's definitely meat from a creature or an animal.
So 22 wouldn't change that perspective either.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that there's meat, but it's been worked with,
Rendered down.
manipulated, and chopped up so much and like incorporated into the big. You'd have to see where the raw ingredients come from in order to really discern like what's going on with it.
Okay.
But it does seem to have an intoxicating effect on anybody who takes a bite.
I want to tell Kojin not to eat his or tamper with it too much or any.
Kojin's gonna like
Because we-
wipe the crumbs off of himself and oops.
As he started taking 2 big bites of it. Okay.
Kojin, if you've taken a bite of it, like you feel happy. Like this is like your greatest highlights reel. This is like winning prom king, throwing the winning touchdown, like all the best when you were ordained as like a paladin of your order, like going on various missions where you're successful and stuff like that. It's just like a wave, just a crashing down of like never ending highs.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, you got basically instead of like resting bitch face, you got like, man, I just feel good for some reason. Almost like you're on ecstasy.
So did the old woman go back into the windmill?
If you guys are still at the door, she's still gonna be like there with you, but if you went back to the cart, she'll shut the door.
Okay, which I'm pretty sure we're all back at the cart, correct?
Yeah, I would
Unless
say.
you want to be having this conversation like right in front of her.
Oh no, me and Bizbanger at the cart because that's where I was doing my spell.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there any noticeable windows that could be looked through?
There are windows. There's a window on the second floor, and then there's also a window on the third floor.
My character's gonna look at the bard.
Missure
Uppies!
Spifi.
Uppies! Second window!
Damn,
I
if
need
I
the
was
second
running my
window.
Goliath, I would toss you up there. Actually, would I be able to toss him up there? Because he's considered small, ain't he?
He's got wings. He can fly.
Fizzbang doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's a
I'm a
kobold.
kobold. I'm not a
And the
dragon.
name's Missure Spifi.
If I was just bear code, I'd just,
Monsieur, I need uppies to second window. Can you please fly me to the second window? Okay, but say I did take all my stuff off. Would you be able to fly me up there?
How
Okay,
high
I'll
is
let.
that second story window off the ground?
The second
Eh.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the second story up.
So you start flying, and that raven starts making a huge ruckus. As soon as you like start to pick him up and fly with him, do you continue? When you start to fly, the raven that's sitting there over the dream pastries sign starts squawking. Are you going to continue flying?
I'll fly right up to that raven.
With me in your hands.
Yeah.
Got it. You fly up to the raven.
Can I
It
ready
is
a crossbow bolt?
squawking and making noise. It starts to fly away as you're nearing closer. You get about 15 feet away from it, and it starts to take flight. What's everybody else doing?
I'm just shaking my head, saying, "What in the hell?" And as they're doing that crap, I'm gonna sleight of hand, try and hide his armor or whatever he dropped.
Hey, that was my idea.
Now we're just
Okay,
flying.
so-
I'm flying a naked kobold out there.
As you are flying up, you get to the window, and you see the lady who sold you the pies looking at you, rather perplexed.
Wait, hold on. She's on like the second, like looking through the window on the second floor, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything noticeable that I could just glance at?
Give me a perception check.
That does not look out of the ordinary. I got a 9.
It's crazy that, that you're presented with this woman's visage as soon as you get up there, and you see her starting to mouth things and start to move her hands. You're kind of drawn into that more than anything.
I'm just gonna yell, "Move!"
Okay, so there is no save to this. That is awesome. Missure Spifi, how many hit points do you have?
9. Do I die?
No, you go to sleep. Fizzbang, how many hit points do you have?
I have 7.
7. You also go to sleep as you two see these guys flying up, and then all of a sudden you go, "What the?" Until they
And,
land
free.
ass over tea kettle on top of each other. Both of
Okay,
you
I had a
take,
soft landing.
both of you take 5 hit points worth of damage as the windmill is now starting to gain a fervorous tempo. What is everybody doing?
Running over and grabbing them and running back to the cart.
Yeah.
What is
Are
a
they still
fervorous
asleep?
tempo? That's my question. What is that? A fervorous tempo? What is that?
It
It
just
means
means
picking
like
up
it's
pace.
like you're hearing footsteps, you're hearing shouting, like stuff's getting like pushed around. It sounds like they're getting ready for something to happen.
Pocket Howl's Moving Castle. Like that.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah,
makes more
there you
sense.
go.
Thank you.
Can I wake
Thank
up
you.
and go knock on the door and
You-
apologize?
That makes sense, seeing as how you were just
Flying
pretty
a few
much
seconds ago?
collapsed right in front of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. He wanted me to fly him up there. I was just trying to help him out.
Well-
He said he wanted to go up there.
What's everybody else doing?
Oh, sorry. That's what I was saying.
I went up there and grabbed them and brought them back to the cart.
Get off me. As soon as we take damage, we woke up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll load
Get
up
off
my
me.
crossbow.
Oh.
Get off me.
All right, fine. Then I'll just grab this bait. Fuck the owl.
Thank you.
Cart's leaving in 10 seconds. 1,
And I'm gonna start healing Fizzbang.
2.
All right. Do your healing. So, Missure Spifi, you're there.
I'm trying to apologize. I meant nothing
You
about
see
it.
a rather irate woman bust open the door, and she is already mid casting something as her hands start moving around, and she's like, curse you, winged demon, foul spawn. I need a what is it? Wisdom saving throw?
Sure, why not? Awesome. Failed.
All right. You have been cursed. That is her turn. What's
Fucking
everybody
great.
else doing?
8, 9.
I'm guessing rolling for initiative.
Kojin's getting on the cart.
You got this.
Why?
You got this time right now that you can all make it out before we get into initiative. This is what she did on her turn.
I was apologizing and saying like I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. He just wanted me to fly up there.
Are you honestly asking me why she took that course of action?
No, I'm legitimately trying to use my because I'm being serious. He
She's
just
trying to
wanted
be
to
a
fly
bard
up there.
when
I'm
Captain
being
Layla-
persuasive. I guess using my persuasion because that's all I would legitimately was not intending to hurt anybody. I wasn't trying to do anything, any illegal shenanigans or anything like that. But I'm not deceiving. That's the thing.
Well,
I'm
here's the
deceiving.
thing. Here's the thing, and I'm sorry to get wrapped up around this because whether you can convincingly hide the truth, whether verbally or through your actions, this deception can encompass everything from misleading others through ambiguity to to telling outright lies. Typical situations might include trying to fast talk a guard, con a merchant, earn money through gambling, pass yourself off in a disguise, dull someone's suspicion with false assurances, or maintain a straight face while telling a blatant lie. I think that skill totally fits this situation.
All right, it's not a deception, but I have the same +5 in it.
Okay, so what is the total?
It's a 12.
That is not very convincing, my guy.
Okay.
It is a very crazy set of circumstances that you would just spirit your companion away for the love of old windmill architecture right to a window that you can gain entry into their place of business. Do you see how that is not very convincing at all?
Okay.
I mean, am I wrong? If you
No, that's fine, dude. I rolled it. I rolled a
the
12. So either way, it doesn't matter.
What is everybody else getting back into? Like, we've got who's on the cart, who's driving away.
We're all on the cart except for Missure Spifi. Still, they're trying to talk to the witch lady.
It looks like she is starting to cast another spell. What would you like to do, Jay?
I don't really see this going anywhere really.
Well, I mean, like, what
I didn't want to get them on my bad side. I didn't want to be on their bad side. Like I don't.
Then you probably shouldn't have done stuff that you knew was probably questionable.
I flew up to a bird, and then we flew up closer and got to the window.
So she's getting ready to cast another spell. You have the opportunity to leave.
I mean, he's trying to like be honest and tell her like there was no ill will at all. Like continuously trying like I know I just got cursed, but I'm like trying to convince her that we're not trying to steal from her at all.
So get on the cart
I legitimately
with a fucking cleric and let's go. That's what he's trying to say. You have the chance to get away. You have a cleric
I'm
for a
trying
reason.
to do what my character is supposed to do. I'm trying to stop this violence because it wasn't supposed to be any violence. I'm trying to talk her down. Like this isn't what we're trying for at all.
Another sleep spell goes off as I think you're down to like what, four hit points?
Yep.
So yeah, even if she rolled all ones on everything, the world slowly fades from around you as you fall unconscious. Everybody else sees this. What's everybody else doing?
One of us, I mean, I'll go over there and pick him up, and I'll give the I'll give the lady 5 gold pieces and tell her I'm very sorry and just move on. Will she accept that?
She starts to muster up and spit curses towards you, and you're like, hey, I got the money. You throw it at her. She grabs it, stops her casting. She jingles the coin pouch. You're able to grab Missure Spifi, limp body, and drag him onto the cart.
That was my next thing that I was about to do, was give her gold, but I didn't get the chance.
It's all right. She's paid in full. All right. Let's go.
All right.
So is he still sleeping?
He is still sleeping until somebody rouses him. He will be asleep for approximately an hour.
Letting
Well,
sleep.
I'm driving, so if
Yeah,
somebody
let him
else wants
sleep.
to-
He needs it.
All right.
Then I'll give Ford 5 gold pieces for covering our asses.
My fucking forehead. I just have to get out of it for that.
Don't worry about it.
Valecki is within your sight. It's been about an hour to this point, which means that I will give Missure Spifi and Neorin
Fizbang.
Bang.
a short rest so that way you can burn your hit dice, get some hit points back. And as you're doing that, you see the beautiful Lake Zarovich, calm as glass, dreary with the overcast, broken, mangled pieces of trees poking out. A lone fisherman is out there casting his line, reeling it in, and every time he reels it in, you're seeing he's getting increasingly frustrated. Finally, he holds up this gunny sack and he holds it aloft, boat shaking, says something, and he throws it overboard. It bobs once, bobs twice, and then it starts to thrash around. What's everybody doing?
Is anybody else seeing that?
Yeah, what is
Yep.
going on?
As I'm like putting on the rest of my gear.
How far away is that?
It looks like it's about, we'll say, half a mile.
Oh shit.
All right. So you see a gentleman out there fishing as this burlap sack starts to, there's something in it alive that's moving around and it's starting to go under the water, and like it's taking increasingly longer to resurface. Somebody roll me a d4.
It's not my problem.
No, I ain't doing that.
Oh fuck!
What happened to you?
I got a 1.
Are you getting bucked from the cart?
Nope. If you're driving the cart, we can keep the cart going.
Unless
Guys,
somebody tells me to stop, I'm going.
I say we gotta stop. What did he just throw in there?
I'll yank on the reins. Stop it.
What's everybody doing? The cart, it goes underneath water. 1 hippopotamus, 2 hippopotamus, comes back to the surface. You hear a child scream.
Become a fucking water bender and start running across the top of that floor. Ninja.
I'll just use my truck or I'll run across. Become Naruto.
How far is he away from me?
About a half a mile.
Oh shit.
Does anyone have the lung capacity for that shit?
Well, anybody who wants to try to make the swim can give me an athletics check.
I will do that.
That's all y'all.
Can I remember what the rules are on shedding your chainmail?
Oh, doffing armor?
Yeah, you had it pulled up a minute ago, but I don't know what that was under.
Yeah, quick rules and information. Show to players.
Adam, I don't think this is a good idea for either one of us.
Taking medium armor off takes a minute.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna drown.
Well, if you and fire don't get, you and water don't get along.
Yeah.
But I will say this: what if it's a vampire?
It very well could be.
It doesn't matter.
The child screaming in the bag. Gonna drown.
Don't you guys
Just
remember?
goes down underneath again. You don't hear anything.
I'm staying on the cart. I'm playing as my character. I'm staying on the cart. That's not what we're here for.
I jump off the cart. And I jump into the water and start swimming.
All right, give me an athletics check. Jabber. is swimming with everything that he has. You find this rhythm, it goes down. You're able to fucking swim while still holding your breath. You're at the edge of your lung capacity. Bubbles have stopped rising from the sack. If you didn't make it in time, they would have been dead. But you're able to bring them back up. You hear some coughing and sputtering coming from the bag. You hear a child, probably a younger girl, sobbing, weeping.
Out of curiosity, what is the fisherman doing?
The fisherman is rowing his boat away, trying not to get caught.
As I'm trying to catch my breath and swimming at the same time, I say, little one, I got you. You're safe.
With those words, she starts, instead of cries of hysterics, it's cries of gratitude. Thank you for saving me.
We'll look over and see him coming back to shore and just kind of, I'm gonna get off the cart and walk over there to the edge and wait for him to get up there.
I'm gonna get my crossbow ready and just point it at the bag.
I'll have my firebolt ready, just in case if it's a vampire again.
Y'all go after the boat guy. If it's a vampire, I can take care of it.
And I'm gonna do one more thing, if I may. The water skin that I got full of blood, I'm just gonna put a little droplet next to the bag.
All right. So you open up the sack. There's a very wet, pale girl who's like gasping for air. She's probably around the age of 11, dressed in like a very Vistani looking garb. She looks down at the blood and goes, ew.
I look at her and say, open your mouth, let me see your teeth.
She opens her mouth and smiles. Doesn't look like any. She's missing some of them through the process of like getting older. She's losing her baby teeth and getting adult teeth, but nothing that would lead you to believe that she's a vampire.
Any possible places for like bite marks or anything?
Well, you try to start inspecting her and she's like giving you those, you're creeping me out, I don't know you. She starts to ask her, she's like, my name's Arabelle. I'm with the Vistani outside of Vallaki. My dad, Lukesh. If you bring me to him, he'll give you a reward.
Is that who threw you in the water?
This old drunk man, this old drunk fisherman said that he needed to sacrifice me to his fish gods. Said us Vistani, he said that we aren't worthy to be here in Barovia.
I want to turn to look at Mr. Jackals. Mr. Jackals, I think it's time we paid a fisherman a visit. For trying to kill an innocent child for nothing.
It's really not my concern.
It's not mine either, but this is a child.
He said that I was going to bring him luck, but when I didn't, he was done fishing for the day, he tried to sacrifice me.
Can I like make a campfire to she
Warm
can
her up?
like yeah.
Yeah, you guys like easily with all your stuff set up a campfire, start to get it going. She goes from shivering to like actually feeling good. Her dress is starting to dry out. Is there anything that you guys want to know while this stuff's going on? I'll answer questions that she would know.
Does she know who threw her in?
A drunk guy named Bluto, who is a fisherman in the town of Vallaki. He heard that Vistani are lucky because they can come and go from these lands as they please, and he was trying to use her as a good luck charm to fish, but when it didn't work, he got angry and he was really drunk and he threw her in, trying to make her a sacrifice for his fisherman god or fish god.
Sorry, what town was that again?
Vallaki, the one that's like right down the road.
That's the one we're headed
one
to
we're
with
going to.
Irina, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then
where'd the girl come from?
Yeah, where are you from, girl?
There's a campsite just a little bit outside. The town members are very wary of us. They don't really trust us. She talks about the distrust between like the townspeople and Vistani, and how like certain townspeople, they're like, she calls them like soulless. They're like not born with a soul, they're just husk. And all Vistani have like souls and like a lust for life, and they're viewed as basically being like flamboyantly just like happy with like their circumstances, and that pisses a lot of people off. She also lets you know that the Vistani are there for the festival of the Morning Lord that's happening in Valeki in a couple of days. And one of the reasons why she isn't in the town is because there's a rule in that town where it's like against the law not to be happy. It's like a jailable offense.
That sounds stupid.
I'm going to look at the campfire and look back at. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we're heading that way. Point to the direction where you came from. Like, is she her campsite or whatever? Is it the same way we're headed, or
Yep,
is it?
it's the same way you guys are heading.
All right. I propose we get her back to her place. We know where this drunk guy is. We can deal with him later, unless you want to go nighttime hunting.
It's fine by me.
I've been known to break a leg or two.
Anything goes.
But I say we get her to safety first.
So I figure we could get you guys into the Vistani camp that's right outside of Valeki, and then kind of like that's a good place to stop for the night. We're down Damien, we're down Jay, and then Jake probably has to leave in a little bit.
Yeah, I have to leave here in a few.
Yep. So I figure it's a good place to call it. I think we got a lot done. Is there like, how are you guys feeling about it so far? I know this is like the second session.
I actually like it compared to what I missed.
It was pretty good.
It's a lot of decision making happening.
Oh yeah. If you guys would not have like, she would have died. Like that would have happened in this world, and that would have been like something you guys would have dealt with.
I want to look at the
not that there would have
and
been
look
like a repercussion for it, for letting it happen. Like you weren't directly responsible, but it would have been a thing that happened in the world.
I want to look at the campfire and then look back at Koji and be like, why do we need a campfire? You're made of fire.
Not made of fire, but I can start fires.
Second question, how does your armor not melt?
I'm not that hot.
Yeah, it's not like fire elemental hot. It's like elemental flavors.
I'm gonna lick my finger and go, bullshit.
He's like not a direct descendant, but more like a cousin of like.
He's a firebender.
Yeah, you put it that way. He's a firebender.
Yeah, he's just feverish. He's not like super hot or on fire all the time or anything.
How are you guys feeling about that invitation from Strahd?
Don't like it.
Kind of weary.
Yeah, we're nowhere near ready to face Strahd.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I know. I can tell,
Especially not
Kojin.
after seeing
Shit.
two people just got fucking knocked out. One of them twice.
Oh. Do you like the cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you say anything about the card or the card readings?
To the girl?
Yeah.
I'll ask her if she knows the who the sleeping prince is.
I want to see if she knows anything about the sun sword.
So you find out that Madam Eva is like her grandmother, and she says that the sleeping prince is probably Strahd's brother, because he had a brother, and if it's with darkness, that would make sense. So the clue that you get is it's probably with Sergei Bonzarovich.
And he's dead, right?
According to the legend, yes. He was killed on the night of his wedding.
Sure.
Damn, if only we had a cleric that could speak with the dead at one point.
I tell you what. Oh.
Grave domain, not death domain.
Or yeah, my bad.
Trust me, I was thinking about doing the Death Domain cleric and being like, but I didn't.
Here you go. Show to players. Here's the new one. Make the lands of Barovia safer for the locals by defeating the evil within the old bone grinder windmill.
That sounds awesome.
Ah, so I was right about that. I knew there was something shady going on there.
My
Absolutely.
character is
Right.
cannibal.
Absolutely, you were right about it. However, like, there's an execution and a finesse to these type of things. There's what I like to call a verisimilitude. You know how everybody's like, I was just playing my character?
Yeah.
Well, you got to think, like, how would the world react? And how that lady would react to two people charging up and basically trying to, like, see what's going on in a place that she's holding very secretive would be to make you go to sleep and then torture you for information.
Yep.
Possibly make you into a pie.
I just want to ask, how them pies, were they worth it?
And Coach, you ate it. You ate
Yeah,
people.
it was good. It was good. I am worried now I might be a cannibal, but is Neorin, I mean, gonna eat his pie?
No, I'm not. Neither are you.
What'd you do with it?
It's safe keep. It's safe kept.
So, Annabelle just told us about the windmill, right?
Arabelle?
Or
Yeah,
Arabelle.
the rumors are that they grind up kids
All right.
to
Well,
make
now
those
these guys
dream pies.
know that sick shit.
Hey, Kojin, how's it feel eating all them kids?
Jabber violently throws up.
Cher's like, I ate a child.
Guys, I don't feel I don't feel so good.
I knew the meat was spoiled.
The secret ingredient was love. A child's love.
Damn, that's giving all Hansel
Tears
and
and
Gretel
broken
vibes
heart.
right there.
Oh yeah.
I'll get that in my rear mirror.
Did they use did they use silver to like weaken her in Hansel and Gretel?
No,
It depends
eventually
on
she
what
turned
type
into a
of thing.
fire.
You just like they just basically like schoolyard bullied. Like one of them got down like a footstool, and the other one pushed her over into the thing.
Damn.
Stomped the
Good
yard
thing we
real
got
quick.
good thing we got some short characters on our side then.
Yeah, but
Hey, I want some payback. I'm not gonna lie.
by all means, like I said,
It's on the
right
list.
thought process, but the execution was like very much like the Kool-Aid man. There wasn't like, hey, what do you do here? Can we have a tour? I've heard a lot about these pies. It
Yeah,
was like,
but
let's
then we
just
would have gotten
go-
locked in. Then
let's
there would
just
have been a
go
big ass
keeping
fight.
calm. And again, like I said in session 0, there's things that might be out of your guys' league. And the best thing that you can do is make smart decisions for your character. Like, you guys survived that. She cast, like, sleep. So she's at least on par with the casting first level spells. And she cast it twice. So that means that she's got some levels to her.
Yeah.
I mean, even at level 1, she can still cast it twice. No, she was getting ready for a third one, so it means she's higher than level 1.
She also bestowed a curse.
And
Yeah.
curse isn't until level 3.
Yep. So I'm gonna bet and say she's probably like a 7 or 8, maybe 10.
Well, I mean, that's our knowledge. We could feel free to talk about this stuff,
yeah,
but yeah,
that's
you
what I'm talking
would
about.
your characters would know in this world that she's a little bit more advanced than you guys.
Yeah. I know you started talking about the curse, and I'm sitting there, and I went back and looked at my spell, and I'm like, shit, I don't have removed curse yet.
Yep.
Would we happen to know, like back to the game, Dill? Would we happen to know what kind of curse he has yet, or
Not yet.
no? Okay.
It'll probably become apparent when he tries to do something that the curse is affecting.
All I'm saying is that I was right that those pies were enchanted, and something was not right with them.
Like I was saying, all your suspicion was absolutely true. You guys had a lot of like, you're like, this is creepy. It's totally giving off vibes. I'm just saying that you guys were like, oh, well, the shortest way to Scooby Doo this shit is go to where we can see what's going on. And what I'm saying is the world already has shit going on. So, like, she was there doing stuff. And also, like, you literally saw the Raven say, like, look out, boss. You've got 2 people coming up this way. They're trying to get in. Be on alert. But it said it all telepathically because familiars can do that.
Probably should
There's a
figure
reason
out
why I
what
did it
side
from
of
the
windows we're on.
outside and not from the inside, like a tour, because if so, then she could just lock that door and then we're trapped while the others are outside. I nominated that one.
You guys would have not been let inside for a tour because they're fucking grinding up kids.
Right.
Like
If that was ever the case, though.
There was no way that you guys would like, there was no like, hey, can we have a tour of the place? It would have been, no, we're doing stuff, we're cleaning, we can't let you inside. They would have been very cagey about things. The familiar was watching you guys like the whole time, listening to what you guys are doing. Like,
so those witches are like a mini boss.
Exactly.
Well, at least we know.
Yeah.
This, like, they say that for your and again, I hate to throw out all the metagame knowledge, but they're like, your party of like 4 4th level people, it would be a very challenging fight.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was actually considering, you know what, I will say, to make it easier, you guys can all get 2nd level, because I think you've progressed the story enough that you've got your fortunes read, stuff like that. This will give you guys some more stuff to do, and you're getting close to your objective is the werewolves, and I don't want to send you guys in there like sheep to the slaughter. That would just not be fun.
Now, silver tipped weapons or silver weapons. And
Silvered
shit,
weapons overcome resistance, so it does the weapons damage.
So so it does full damage. All right. I didn't know how that would work with in this, but that works.
Oh yeah, I just realized I have 2 thunderclaps, don't I?
Yeah, I think I talked to you about that last time.
Yes, you did. Am I able to switch one of those? Because I think it's, what is it?
One is a.
You got one for your like background. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do believe I told you the last time. I was like, yeah, go ahead and swap that. It's pretty much cantrips at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a thing. Fucking wild magic, middle of all the entire group, thunderclap. Everybody gets.
Everybody's ears are ringing.
So you've got the different cards, so you know that the Sun Swords and with Sergei von Zarovich, that he died a long time ago, was killed by his brother Strahd. It's one of the things that you figured out.
Now, this outside of the game, were they vampires before, or like was Strahd a vampire before he killed his brother, or did that what? Or is that what brought him into?
No, he said that he drank the blood of his brother and became.
Yep. He drank the blood of his brother and became.
So killing a loved one is what brought him into vampirism. You know what I mean?
If you guys, like, when you guys...
No, this is outside the game.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to tell that for the people that don't know it, but it will be answered. Like, you guys will find Strahd's diary.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I didn't say shit about none of this.
Like, that is a very pivotal plot point, and actually is, like, one of the reasons why people like this is all, like, the nuanced layers about however... Like, you guys found out that the little girl that you rescued from almost drowning in the lake is Madam Eva's granddaughter. So Arabelle
what would happen if
is going to be able to like help you and garner favors for you, like, hey, these guys saved me, type of thing. And then if you wouldn't kudos to Chris, because he rolled high enough. Like, my difficulty was 18 with the amount of times that she went down there. If you would not have
Holy
gotten
shit.
if you wouldn't have gotten it, you wouldn't have saved her.